You're reading a history book. Yeah, Kamala Harris lost to the man who she called a fascist, and in her concession speech, she said nothing about how he's bad. What? Why? Why wouldn't you? What do you have to lose?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love you back. So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have
Don't get your hopes
placed in
up,
me,
chat.
full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up and as long as we keep fighting. To my beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much. To President Biden and Dr. Biden, thank you for your faith and support. To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue. And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials, I thank you. I
Please
thank
give
you
us
all.
something more than this. Don't
Look,
hope for
I am
it.
so proud
No
of the
lesson
race
will
we
be
ran.
learned here.
And the way we ran it. And the way we ran it. Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background, united by love of country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future. And we did it with the knowledge that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition.
Oh, yeah.
And that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Whoa. That was very important to me as a voter.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy.
Not a single
tyranny.
negative word against him, I bet.
And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
She's shouting out PV personally.
The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. And America, we will
Still the
never
same
give
robot
up
speech.
the
Yep.
fight for our democracy, for the rule of law.
I'm sorry, I have to pause. It's just that it's always the same stump speech because this is the problem. This is why she lost. No authenticity, no populism. That's it. It's like this plays well only with the extremely selected, college-educated, liberal, stick-up-their-ass demographic that manages the consultancy firms that the Dems keep turning to over and over again. Like this is what lost. Even in this moment, she can't break from the stump speech. Even as she hands the keys to power over to a fascist who pledges to destroy this country, she still praises herself for following the rules. And what good were they?
Law for equal justice and for the sacred idea that every one of us, no matter who we are or where we start, is using our strength.
Wait, can you not?
That every
it auto
one
catches
of us,
you up
no
on Twitter?
matter who we
Fuck you.
are or where we start,
Fuck Twitter!
that all people
Elon!
deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard
No
work.
pausing, I guess.
But like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it. To the young people who are watching, it is... I love you. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing.
I was wrong.
Sometimes the fight takes a while.
Okay.
That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win.
Nobody, the arc of history is
The
long
important
posts
thing
if they
is
haven't just lost.
Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
That's true. You just lost the popular vote to a Republican, breaking new boundaries.
You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw people at some of the worst times in their lives. People who had suffered great harm and great pain, and yet found within themselves the strength and the courage and the resolve to take the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for others. So let their courage be our inspiration. Let their determination be our charge. And I'll close with this. There's an adage an historian once called a law of history, true of every society across the ages.
It's historical
The
materialism.
adage is,
She's a Marxist.
only when it is dark enough can you see the stars.
Wow.
I know many people feel like we are entering a
Wow.
dark time. But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars.
This is pathetic.
The
This is like
light, the light
exceptionally
of
bad.
optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. A Jew,
a Jew?
and may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United States of America. I thank you all. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
She saw Bernie cursing her out from the crowd. That's why she said that. That was uniquely pathetic. That was like exceptionally bad. It's again like you're handing the keys to power off to a person who you have admitted is a dangerous fascist. Like it's not even like, oh, the leftists are correct in saying this. You have acknowledged this. And all you can say at the end is like, well, in the long arc of history, in the darkness, we see stars. These like meaningless liberal platitudes that do nothing to direct people or build power. It does absolutely nothing. It's an acknowledgement that she and the people who back her don't know why she lost. And if they do know, they're not interested in fixing the problem. Not a single practical word about, you know, your healthcare might be challenged, things might get more difficult, we're going to go through dark times, but I genuinely believe that the American people, after being reminded of how dangerous Donald Trump is, will choose better in the future if we are even given the ability to choose. But nope, no negative words. No, not a single negative word to the... Like, again, think of how this looks in the historical context. You're literally, like, you're reading a history book. Yeah, Kamala Harris lost to the man who she called a fascist, and in her concession speech, she said nothing about how he's bad. What? Why? Why wouldn't you? What do you have to lose? Nothing! You have nothing to lose! But that's liberalism. That's what I mean, the death of liberalism. Even like as they are like lay dying. You know? They like nothing. And I'm not even saying she should like lash out in a petty way. I'm not saying she should go up there and be like, oh, this fat pedophile won. I'm saying she should go up there and say, frankly, like, I think the American people made the wrong choice, and I think that we're in for difficult times. I hope that I'm wrong, but genuinely, I think that people are going to lose their health care. I think people are going to have their rights taken away. And you know, we may be in for difficult times, but I hope that after a time of darkness, that we will remember how important the light is or something. But she can't say that. Anyway, yeah, like just keep that in mind. Why do you think that she can't say that? I think that liberals ideologically can't concede that ground. I think that like they are so bound by promises of civility and adherence to institution, you know, the status quo. I don't think they think of themselves in the context of like this. I don't think they can think out. It's like consultant brain. Who loses to a fascist and then says, in the darkness, we can see stars? Shut up! Are you kidding me? You really cook with that liberalism is dead thing? That speech was genuinely insulting. Thank you. I'm actually well known for being the first person to say liberalism is dead. So give me credit for it. Just cap it off with this, man.
And I like that he didn't actually plan to ban abortion. He just brought it back to the States.
Incredible. Well, technically, this is a white woman, Gen Z, who's not college educated, because she hasn't graduated yet. So she's already in the demographic for low IQ.